Everybody, and welcome to Everbank Stadium, Duval County in Jacksonville, Florida, for a big-time AFC South matchup. It's the 1-1 Houston Texans taking on the 1-1 Jacksonville Jaguars in a very, very sunny September Sunday afternoon. C.J. Stroud looking to bounce back from that Monday Night Football loss against Tampa, and the Jacksonville Jaguars looking to get on a winning streak here after a Week 2 victory at home over the Cincinnati Bengals. Should be a good one. Trevor Lawrence getting his offense rallied up here. And it looks like kickoff is right around the corner. Jacksonville will begin with possession. These two teams have had very similar seasons across the course of the last handful, but in reversed roles. When Jacksonville was hot, Houston wasn't. And when Houston has been good recently, Jacksonville been one of the worst teams in the NFL. What story will be written in 2025? This game right here dictates a big portion of it. Kickoff is underway as Cammy Fairbairn steps up and blasts this one all the way back inside the 5-yard line, and Jacksonville will begin their opening drive from the 26-yard line. So Trevor Lawrence will take over with quite the arsenal of an offense here, looking to make a difference. Glad to be back here streaming in front of everybody. One day off, and we'll take tomorrow off as well. But good to get a stream in between on this Thursday evening. What up, SM? What up, John Zeller? Wild fantasy matchup, BTJ versus Hunter. Who's got who today? Should be a pretty big one. What up, Cali Jag? Lawrence going to open up from under center. And the handoff here going to Travis Etienne, who pulls it outside. And a good tackle made there by Aziz Al-Shire. What up, Silver Knight? 100% watch VOD. Sounds good. What up, Saitama? Rocking with Houston today. You and 22 of the 32 in the pick'em. Rocking with the Houston Texans. So the majority has been right in 3 of 3 games thus far. Plenty of unbeatens. These two teams, though, right down the middle at 500. Right side pass is held onto. There's the tight end, Brenton Strange, as we break down this Jacksonville offense. Trevor Lawrence at QB1 once again. Travis Etienne to take Bigsby. At a running back, Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, and De'Ami Brown make up the starting 3 wide receivers. And then Brenton Strange and Johnny Munt making up the tight end room for the Jacksonville offense. Facing a 3rd and 1 here. The handoff goes up the middle, and Etienne flies forward to pick up 11. Easiest first down of his life right there. Good blocking up front from the big fellas, and Jacksonville will convert. What up, A-Rod? Don't think just because you didn't see doesn't mean I didn't ask. Yeah, I did not. I got back from work at like midnight. Had a busy day today, too. Brenton Strange here, going to act as a receiver. Thought he would block for a minute. Lawrence goes down the middle and finds BTJ. First fantasy points on the board. Chili got BTJ, Santori with Hunter. I like that. It's very realistic. The more people we get, actually, I think it's going to become more and more realistic toward like actual fantasy, which would be pretty fun. We should almost set out like picks. Jaguars going 5 wide here, right around midfield. On a 2nd and 7, Trevor Lawrence well protected, right back down the middle, picks out the rookie, Travis Hunter. And they go 1 for 1 on 2 consecutive plays. What up, PJ Brown? Repping Jacksonville in chat as they look for their 2nd consecutive win. No, I mentioned it earlier that they won at home. I think they won on the road in Cincy last week. Still, 30-25 victory in Week 2 over a top dog in the AFC as Lawrence fires that one awkwardly into the ground. Some pressure started to accumulate. Had to panic release that one. All things considered, wipe that one away. Try it again. 7:25 to go in the first quarter. See if the pick 'em ups that'll work out. Yeah, last time, oh, so close, but not quite. Lawrence fires that incomplete handoff here, going up the middle. It's Etienne again. Getting a little shifty here on the opening possession. And that's a 4-yard pickup. Break down the Texan defense for you. Will Anderson Jr., Danielle Hunter, Tim Settle Jr., Lorenzo Fatakasi, Henry To'o, Aziz Al-Shire, Christian Harris, Derek Stingley Jr., Kamari Lassiter, Jalen Petrie, Kalen Bullock, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson make up the starting Texan defense. Here on a 3rd and 6, looking to force a stop. Lawrence going to turn and fire. Wide open, Brenton Strange pulling away inside the 5-yard line. Big time step and fire there from Trevor Lawrence. And it's the second catch of the drive for the tight end. Local Breadman sighting. Long time no see. Good to have you here. This is a very important AFC South matchup, actually. Quite the competitive division this year. Break that down after this play. Once again, Lawrence favoring the empty backfield. Now looking to take off up the middle left side. He goes and nothing going there. Don't blame him for trying to run the football there on first down. He has been sitting in the pocket. Hands in his pants to get out all day long. But you got the Colts at 2-0. The Jaguars and Texans both at 1-1. So there is a lot of competition going on there. Fullback checking in here. Second down and goal from the 4-yard line. Etienne is taken down right at the line. What up, Mason Mason? As a Jags fan, if Lawrence actually plays at a high level for this whole season, instead of just a few games for a playoff team. And for the sake of the Browns draft pick, I hope that is not the case. Respectfully. We'll see what happens, though. Titans are also 1-1, for those wondering. A couple of stops up front for Houston. Brings up 3rd and goal. Third down of the possession. Lawrence hit as he throws. Incomplete. Tucked away to the turf. Big time hit for Folorunso Fatukasi. Wow. That was wild. Found that out of school for the year. It's almost July, brother. That's wild. Cam Little on for a 21-yard chip shot here. Looking to open up the scoring at home. It's up and good. Jags off to a quick 3-0 lead. Just about 5 minutes elapsed on that drive. Yeah, I mean, I got out of college like 7 weeks ago. I know college is different, but like, yikes. Emotionally stuck between the pick'em and fantasy today. The turmoil, yeah, that'll happen. You're just a big Travis Etienne guy today. And Brenton Strange, too. He had quite a good opening drive there. Texans will take over from wherever this return ends up, and it's going to be a pretty good one. Up to the 32-yard line. What up, GDS? Texas got BTA by the Bucs last week. It was pretty brutal. Scoreboard made it look a lot closer than it actually was, and this man right here looking for a bounce-back game, threw a pick in crunch time. What up, Gapes? Could be for the whole stream tonight. Let's go. Got the mac and cheese. I had some fried chicken and mac and cheese earlier. That was dinner tonight. That was fire. So enjoy yours. As the Texans open up with their first offensive possession. Now with the two-headed monster of Joe Mixon and Nick Chubb and C.J. Stroud. On 1st and 10, we'll fire this one. Checking it down to the former Jaguar in a revenge game. Christian Kirk, he'll pick up 2. These two teams will see each other twice this season. A-Rod coming out guns a-blazing. Who'd you pick? Let me see. I don't remember where your pick'em was. See if I could guess and get it right. 2-yard pickup there for the former Jacksonville Jaguar. Stroud well protected, fires down the middle, and he is intercepted. Picked off at the 48-yard line. I don't know how he does it, man. It's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. Oh my gosh. It's hilarious. Foyesade Oluokun, the linebacker, faked like his head was turned, but he always had an eye on the football, intended for Nico Collins. And man, Stroud stays throwing picks. Yeah, he has seen much, much better days. It's a volume play at this point. It really is. A-Rod looking for the perfect pick'em. If he could just guess an interception on any given drive. That's hilarious. All right, let me see if I can find your pick'em here, A-Rod. Would be even funnier if you picked Houston to win. And then you just kind of hurt yourself in that. We'll find that out in a moment. Lawrence and the Jaguars opening up from the Texan 43-yard line. Handoff left side out of the pistol. Swallowed whole, loss of 1. Danielle Hunter with the big TFL. That is a great defensive play after giving up the football essentially immediately. A-Rod, you have got Jacksonville. Yeah, you knew that. Same formation here for the Jags after a loss of a half yard. Texans again, going to rush forward, now step a couple extra guys up there. That's going to work out beautifully. Lawrence will get a yard back and maybe an extra. Good tackle made there. 6-man rush pays off. You a commentator / analyst are looking to be one IRL because you're good at it. Appreciate it. Kind of the goal. Maybe one day we'll see. Drug test A-Rod, he might have to. Would be a very disappointing result to come away empty-handed after excellent starting field position here. But Houston trying to pitch a 3-and-out. Lawrence going down the field and wide open. BTJ. 16-yard pickup. And the chains are moved. Derek Stingley Jr., the only one in the vicinity, simply did not have the reach for it. Good ball. It's a huge play for Jacksonville. Etienne standing to the right side of Lawrence this time. 26 yards away from the opening touchdown. Brenton Strange motions in and then out. Passes going his direction again, and he's right back down to the 5-yard line. A gain of 21. 7 minutes gone by, and it has been all Jacksonville on both ends of the football. That was a beauty. Not a run, but that'll work out for his fantasy. Lawrence again, though, from the empty in a running type situation for most teams. Jacksonville looking to run the football. After all, here's Lawrence up the middle, and again, just like first and goal, he is stopped at the 4. A little bit of deja vu going on. Jacksonville would like a touchdown here, preferably. We'll see. Make this a strange game. It has been a very strange game thus far. Etienne checking in here on second and goal from the 4-yard line. Stretch handoff going to him. Cuts up the middle. Good vision. Rolls over a defender. And down at the half-yard line. Azeez Al-Shire had to redistribute his weight there to save a touchdown. Does so just enough. Travis Hunter playing both offense and defense? Yes, but he's like cornerback 4, so don't expect to see him a ton. Ball down to the half-yard line now. How many Texans will rush the football here? Handoff up the middle to Etienne, and he will easily find the end zone. Jacksonville cashes in off the interception. That's a big play for fantasy right there. Wow. Nice drive there from Trevor Lawrence. Had a third down earlier. And a third down here, he converts both. And the Jags up 9-0. What up, Chili? Do the Jags to lose? I don't like Liam Cohen. Fair enough. I also would like them to lose a lot in real life as a Browns fan. I'm going to need that draft pick. I'm going to need it real bad, especially if we're not good. I'll take 2 top 5 picks all day long. Extra point coming up for Cam Little. It is on the way, and it is through. Jacksonville up 10-0 early. C.J. Stroud's interception sets up a 7-play, 43-yard drive for Duval. Mixed crowd, as you can see behind there. Houston fans have been traveling well the last couple of seasons, and who can blame them? The C.J. Stroud era is exciting, with the exception of maybe today and the second half of last season. 45 likes, he's going to make quarters 15 minutes tomorrow. You know, if my console would just, remember the clips, I guarantee you, I probably have a stream every 3 weeks that just gets corrupted, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's an infuriating experience. And Houston back in possession. Much worse starting field position here. Out to the 24-yard line. $1:30 in the opening period. C.J. Stroud looking to bounce back from the opening drive turnover. See if he can find it. C.J. Stroud interception summoned by yours truly. A-Rod strikes again. Back-to-back weeks. How about that? Houston offense back to it from their own 24. And off the bootleg, C.J. Stroud showing no fear in his game. Picks out Nico Collins. Improves to 2 for 3 through the air now. Picks out the Michigan Wolverine up to the 30. They could pick the Chicago Bulls to win today. Well, I mean, if this were the 1990s, I actually would probably give you a fighter's chance. See receivers left and right here for C.J. Stroud. One-step drop, pocket is starting to crumble. He steps up and takes what is given, which is plenty of yardage, a 16-yard scamper. Good awareness there from C.J. Stroud. Got to rely more on the run game, and maybe that is implemented within the passing game. It works out for this Houston offense. As they look to parade down the field, 5 Jaguars on the line of scrimmage here. As they show pressure for the first time today, they drop their linebacker. That'll check down from the backfield, hauled in, and going nowhere. Brooks will lose a pair and will take us likely to the second quarter. What a quick opening quarter. That or my stream's just lagging. It is my stream. And maybe one more step here for Houston. They will get it off with a handoff to Joe Mixon. First touch of the football comes with the last play of the quarter. They'll get the football up to midfield. It's the Jaguars 10, the Texans nothing. After one quarter from Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville, Florida. All right, we're back. And we turn around here from midfield, 3rd and 6, C.J. Stroud. Dropping back once again, fires downfield this time, picks out a Houston Texan. It's Dalton Schultz. The tight end had a lot of catches down the stretch in the 3rd and 4th quarter last week. And a failed comeback for Houston in their Monday Night Football loss. Stroud going back under center. Joe Mixon standing alone at the 45-yard line. We'll get the handoff left side. Cannot make a man miss. Foye Oluokun is in every Texan offender's nightmares right now. Cannot escape him. A core piece of this Jacksonville defense, which we break down now. Josh Hines, Allen, Trayvon Walker, Devon Hamilton, Eric Armstead, Foye Oluokun, Devin Lloyd, Ventrell Miller, Jarian Jones, Tyson Campbell, Jordan Lewis, Eric Murray, Darnell Savage, and cannot forget Travis Hunter on the defensive end. Stroud stepping up in the pocket, can't escape, he is sacked. He will lose 4 yards on the play. That is a huge defensive play for Jacksonville. Might have just bumped the Texans out of range. Here we go. Crowd is on their feet from Everbank Stadium on a 3rd and 14. Stroud is going to be sacked again. Back-to-back plays. And it's Miller on back-to-back plays. How about that? Pardon me, that is Smith up the middle. 2 times in a row. Jacksonville might be back. Yeah, what is going on with CJ right now? Used to get everything right back in my 2023 prime. Shout out 2023. Coming on for the punt. For the first time today, Tommy Townsend sends this one inside the 10. Going to bounce at the 1 and knock over the back pylon for a touchback. Travis Etienne with the opening touchdown here. 7 carries, 20 yards in his first quarter. Looking for a similar second period here as Jacksonville takes over with an 80-yard football field. 7:55 to go before halftime. In the huddle like they're going to go for 4th and 21. That is devious. Hopefully that gets fixed in Madden 26. We can also hope there. Jaguars 3rd possession beginning from their own 20. And the handoff goes to Etienne. His 8th carry picks up 4. Taken down up front. And that will bring the football up to the 24. Accurate Texans offensive line. Yes, very. I mean, in their defense, in real life last year, they were heavily injured, but poor Stroud, man. Extra side end out there here on a 2nd and 6. The handoff goes to Etienne. Got great outfield blocking. It'll pick up a dozen. There was somebody there that sealed it up for him. May have been De'Ami Brown, the former commander. Really made that play what it was. And Houston finding themselves on their heels once again. What up, Sansoriu? Going all right thus far. 3 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Texans are going to rush for the handoff up the middle. Etienne makes a man miss and lowers the shoulder to pick up a comfortable 8 yards. Fantasy purposes, BTJ has 2 catches for, I believe, around 21 yards. And then Hunter has a catch for, I think, 12. So, been about even. Full fantasy league in chat today. Yeah, you're right. Etienne picking up 8 on his 10th carry. Looking for the football here, won't get it. Lawrence off the play action, fires this one near sideline again to Brenton Strange. Tight end getting going here at home. That is his 4th catch already. Well, Etienne got the first touchdown, and Brenton Strange, I think, has 4 catches for, what are we thinking here, 80 yards? Something close to that now. Not National Tight Ends Day, but it may as well be for the Jacksonville Jaguar tight end 1. Who is going to block here for Trevor Lawrence. Has some extra protection to go down the field and pick out the open target, De'Ami Brown. Anybody but Travis Hunter and BTJ right now. Jaguars re-enter the red zone. 75-ish, yeah. Still, though, that's massively impressive. Preseason, July 31st. I might end up going to that game. Why not? Only an hour from Canton. Lawrence back under center. Jacksonville back into the red zone. Outside pass held on to by Johnny Munt. Former Minnesota Viking. Climbs the lower sideline, picks up 7. If I go to a Giants preseason game, I'm already going to the Browns preseason game against the Rams. August 23rd, I believe. Looking forward to it. Both tight ends having a terrific drive here. Johnny Munt getting going. Lawrence, though, going to feed the starting tight end once again, breaking a couple tackles, almost went the full distance. His 5th catch for 88 yards already. Jaguars are going crazy right now. This is something else. And they continue. Houston once again with their heels in the end zone. They have woken up sleepy today. Etienne up the middle, dives over a defender, and will score his 2nd touchdown. Nobody getting fantasy points today. This is crazy. Wow. An 80-yard touchdown drive ends the same way the previous one did. Etienne up the middle. Liam Cohen style. Duval, man, this is crazy. This is wild. 21 people in chat, by the way. Appreciate you all tuning in. If you have not yet already, drop a like on the stream. Especially if you think Houston might be getting shut out here. Extra point for Cam Little is up, and it is good. The Jacksonville Jaguars lead by 3 scores at home. They are riding that wave of momentum high and heavy right now. If only they didn't lose here in week 1 to the Carolina Panthers. Could be potentially 3-0 after this one. As a Bucs fan, this is infuriating. I mean, it is a very hard watch. We've had some lackluster offense. 3 games in a row now. It was the Panthers. I shouldn't say 3 days in a row. 3 streams in a row. It was the Panthers against the Falcons that really were miserable. They didn't score until the middle of the 3rd quarter. The Browns were pretty bad a couple of days ago as well. Made the game interesting, though. Texans needing a score on this drive. They have no more time to mess around. Return out to the 27-yard line. C.J. Stroud coming back to it. Through the interception on the opening drive, was sacked out of field goal range on back-to-back plays on the 2nd. And Houston yet to force a stop defensively. Stroud, we need points. They might. 3 receivers to the left side of C.J. Stroud. Joe Mixon going to motion out to the bottom of your screen. Little one-step drop here, the shuffle, and a wide-open diving catch made by Nico Collins. Look at the hands from number 12. Wow. Not a very good ball there from C.J. Stroud, but a heroic effort from the Michigan man again. That was beautiful. Shame we won't see a replay there. Might be the spark that Houston needs on the offensive end. Stroud makes an adjustment at the line. Dropping back deep, gonna heave this one deep. He got hit as he fired this one. Marker is down, batted up, incomplete. And this might be defensive pass interference, which would be huge, and it is. Wow. Who just took a timeout? What just happened? Okay, that was just, a timeout just didn't happen then. Wow. Jacksonville pleading their case. They thought the football was deflected. Regardless, though, 1st and 10 from the 12 turns to 2nd and 10 real quick. Josh Hines-Allen off the edge. That was, I mean, I think it would have been PI had C.J. Stroud not have gotten blasted when he threw the football, but whatever. What can you do from here? Quarterback hit there delivered from Josh Hines Allen. Stroud down the middle picks out his running back, Joe Mixon. He'll pick up a half dozen down to the 6-yard line. Jordan Lewis makes the tackle. Saves a first down and potentially a touchdown. Santorio smells a pick. A-Rod says, watch this interception. He's already 1 for 1 today. Can the kid go 2 for 2? The rookie, Jaden Higgins down low. C.J. Stroud goes in his direction, and he hauls it into the 1. Iowa State Cyclone, half a yard away from another touchdown. And the first of the day for Houston. Pete Alonso passing touchdown. Let that make it a base hit first. Stroud now from the shotgun. A little RPO down the middle, and a big-time hit is absorbed. And let's see who's on the receiving end of this one. It's Jaden Higgins. The rookie gets what he wants. How about that? Well, he deserved it on 3rd and 4, and he gets it on 1st and goal. What a flash, Gordon. That's a big play for Houston. The ball does lie. On occasion. Fairbairn is out for the extra point. Houston really blessed from that defensive pass interference penalty set up the touchdown. Extra point is up and good. We are back within 10. Massive drive right there. I mean, yeah, Houston also gets the football to begin half number 2. Keep that in mind. It's going to mean something. Especially if they can get a stop and a field goal here before halftime. That would be all the more important. They got to pull it off first, though. But can they? Fairbairn on for the kickoff once again. Jacksonville will take over with a return taken from the 5-yard line. And a pretty good one again out to the 30. Touchdown drive incoming. Biggest news of the day for me, Bucks extend Bowles and Licks. Not sure how Bucks fans feel about Todd Bowles. I feel like it's a very split market right there. Travis Hunter pick 6, that could feed. Kind of like the Giants beating a paper-thin Minnesota team in the playoffs and Daniel Jones getting paid, right, A-Rod? That was... I predicted the Giants to win that game, by the way. Knew that was coming. 3:05 in all 3 timeouts here for Jacksonville, as they look to reinstate a 3-score lead before halftime. ETN, though, going nowhere. Good tackle made there on the edge by E.J. Speed, the former Indianapolis Colt. One of the most underrated linebackers in the game today, in my opinion. It's a big play. Lawrence from under center. Another handoff to ETN, this time with more patience, and it pays off. 7-yard gain up the middle. I have no idea how you would score a Travis Hunter pick. That is a terrific question. I really wonder. Guess we will cross that bridge when we get there. One final play here before the 2-minute warning. It's a big one, though. 3rd and 3, little check down is going to be complete to Travis Hunter. Second first down reception for the rookie. And we have hit the 2-minute warning. Right back on the other side, though. Here we go. This time he'll line up to the left side of Lawrence, him and Brian Thomas Jr. Brenton Strange in motion. 5 catches for 88 yards for the tight end. Here's the check down to BTJ. And a 6-yard gain. And I guess for fantasy, he is only rostered as a wide receiver. True. That is a good point. But I bet Santorio had it in mind that his dual threat ability could get him some extra points there. Press coverage across the board here could be dangerous as Lawrence dropping back deep, going near sideline and wide open. Pulling away is Travis Etienne. Across midfield. Here comes Jacksonville, not reaching for a timeout just yet. 100 TDs, 100 TD. You're right about that. I don't think we'll have to worry about that, though. He didn't play too much defense here. Step taken quickly here by Lawrence, right back down the middle. And it's Travis Hunter again, trying to fight forward there for a couple extra yards. He'll take 7 as we are into the final minute of the opening half. Calling for a timeout. I don't know if it's going to happen. Scored a catcher touchdown on defense as such, fair enough. And now they will burn their first timeout. Madden loves to go by their 6s and their 1s. Jacksonville still ahead 17-7 here at home. Well, it's Madden clock management for you. Nothing we haven't seen before. It should be okay, though. First time out is taken. Jacksonville down to their last 2 here. Texans finally going to bring some pressure. Not going to pay off, though. Etienne with a stiff arm, and he breaks another tackle, picks up the first down, and gets out of bounds. What a play from number 1. Hunter went way too high in a lot of leagues where he can't be played as the DB slot. Interesting. Grown man catch right there. Oof. Jacksonville will save a timeout. Going to have to pat Etienne on the back, and here's Brian Thomas Jr. in stride. He'll pick up 11. Jacksonville offense starting to click here. They take their second timeout with 31 seconds to go. Etienne is having a real day, isn't he? 2 touchdowns and a handful of catches, too. Tell you what, he might be up there for the top fantasy back of the week. Here comes the T-Law pick. Ooh, Silver Knight trying to call one now. How about that? Second timeout taken after the first down catch. Lawrence looking for another one here. Again, he's going to pick out number 7. BTJ breaks a tackle, and he'll pick up 15. Timeout, 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 timeout. No, it's not going to happen. I tried. They wouldn't listen. Now they take a timeout. How about that? 9 seconds to go. Well, you know what? At least they'll get a shot or 2 at the end zone here. I tried to tell them. Stupid man. Let's hope I can control timeouts next year. How about that? My situational awareness is, it's up there, you know. Better than a certain Chicago Bears coach I know. 9 seconds and no timeouts here for Jacksonville. Cannot afford to get tackled inbounds, so Lawrence going to look to the end zone at timer 2. Fires this one to the back, and there is Brian Thomas Jr. Jacksonville with a huge score before halftime. That's big for fantasy. Finally, somebody cashes in. Huge 3-minute drill drive there from Trevor Lawrence that is executed to perfection. Jacksonville will likely take a 3-score lead into halftime. Perfect clock management, some would say. They used all 3 timeouts, left 5 seconds to go. Yeah, who do I sound like? Peyton Manning in that Week 1 game in 2021 between the Seahawks and the Broncos. Extra point here for Cam Little. And this is up and good. Little by little, the Jacksonville Jaguars have rebuilt their lead back up to 17. Mentioned that Houston gets the ball to begin half number 2, but it's not looking good for the majority in the pick'em. Will we have 22 total pick'ems going down in flames today? It is looking like a real possibility. Calling 62 timeouts before the Broncos called one. He probably did. I wonder if there's a legit count. I reckon it was probably close. On for the kickoff here is Cam Little. And a touchback will be taken by Houston. We will see if they can try to go downfield and force a penalty or something. Only reason they're on the board right now. Live poll is up for those of you that want to get the early bird vote in. Who do you got based on the scoring scenario for the rest of this one? One more step here to end the opening half. It has gone all Jacksonville's way, aside from one major penalty. Stroud going to fire this one down the field, though, and Nico Collins is upended. Huge hit from Jerry and Jones will take us to the break. Jacksonville 24, Houston 7. Stroud going to need a miracle here. And this Texan defense is going to have to do what they haven't done all day. And that's force a stop. Only giving up A field goal, that is their best result defensively. Unacceptable. Can't happen. Jags, when you're 4-0, that would be something. Everything pointing towards a Jacksonville victory. Houston, though, looking for a legacy comeback here. Return to the 24-yard line. Braxton Berrios will bring out C.J. Stroud. A first half to forget for number 7. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Inefficiency. Pick it up where he left off at the end of last week as well. Got to dial it back here. Turn the clock back to his rookie season if he wants to complete a 17-point comeback. Down the field he goes on the opening play and finds his wide receiver 1, Nico Collins. Good start there. All Houston needs here is points. Doesn't matter how it happens. Try to put another wide receiver on the IR, yeah, for sure. That's what it looks like. First pick him, by the way? No way. Stroud now standing in the shotgun. Rolling right, pocket collapsing. He steps up and fires that one incomplete. Veteran decision there. Jordan Lewis, the corner, was on the blitz there, giving chase, as was Foye Aluakun, looking to force his second turnover on C.J. Stroud. How does this game affect LeBron's legacy? Probably negatively, because C.J. Stroud went to Ohio State. LeBron's an Ohio State guy. Mixon to the right side of C.J. Stroud here. Gets his first carry of the third quarter. Bounces this one outside with a stiff arm. Never enough to bounce off of Jordan Lewis, though. It's a 1-yard pickup. And a 3rd and long already for Houston. Ball even past the line of scrimmage before it went out of bounds, hypothetically. If Madden didn't say it was grounding, it wasn't grounding. Nico Collins in press coverage up top once again on a crucial 3rd and 9. Play clock down to 11. Snap is taken. Stroud has terrific blocking this time, but he steps right into a sack again. That is the 3rd today for Smith. Having himself quite the afternoon. Wait a minute, that makes sense. I mean, it does. Madden does not call grounding very often, no, unless you're playing the game. Then they call it like every time. Tommy Townsend on for the punt, his 2nd of the day. Trying to pin Jacksonville inside their own 10-yard line. This is one of his better kicks today. Fair caught at the 21. Trevor Lawrence has the easy job from here on out. Just protect the football, march down the field, and put some points on the board. That's all he got to do. What up, JJJ? How? I mean, hey, Trevor Lawrence is performing today. C.J. Stroud simply is not. Nothing to get nitty-gritty about. It's just the quarterback play, that's all. Lawrence woke up on the right side of the bed here at home. In week number 3, the handoff goes back to Etienne. This time it is read beautifully. Will Anderson Jr. with a great tackle. A-Rod did also summon the interception. That did happen. He's not wrong. Some wizardry going on in that department. Jacksonville outgaining Houston by over 200 total yards, hence their 17-point advantage here. Right back down Main Street, it's BTJ. 11-yard pickup, and he's really starting to pull away the fantasy gap here. Travis Hunter going to need a touchdown. Might get out of hand soon. Good start to this drive here for Jacksonville. Couple of positive plays back-to-back as Lawrence going for the deep ball down the middle. Johnny Muntz down there and with it. Into field goal range again. The Jaguars are in business. Very embarrassing for Houston. They just did not show up today, did they? Kamari Lassiter, Aziz Shire, all late to the party. Lawrence is just making this defense look like it is a high school football team. Back down the middle, Brian Thomas Jr. makes a man miss again. 27-yard pickup. And the Jacksonville Jaguars are high-flying here at home. That might actually be really unrealistic. You're not wrong. Not looking too promising here. This Houston defense, again, has not forced a punt all day long, and it won't happen here. Can they force a turnover, though? They need it now more than ever. Lawrence on the check down, hauled in, completes to Etienne, and an aggressive tackle made there. Much needed, too. C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Shows that enough points? Yeah, for sure. Real life Texans on the road in their division are undefeated? Really? 7-yard pickup through the air there for Travis Etienne. See if he gets it on the ground. He will up the middle, looking for that third rushing touchdown. It'll take the 1-yard line. Used to win by at least 30. I don't know. Jacksonville's a weird place to play for AFC South teams, I feel like. Could be the sun. Could be the jet lag for teams like Indianapolis. Although it's not bad at all. I don't know. It's weird. Whole lot of big bodies out there on 1st and goal from the 1. Handoff goes to Etienne, his third rushing touchdown of the day. Have yourself a day, number 1. Wow. Another flawless drive from Trevor Lawrence as Jacksonville en route to 2-1. Etienne hat trick. Who would have thought that was the guy to have this week in fantasy? Extra point coming up here for Cam Little. And the largest lead of the day and this season, 24 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. 7 plays, 79 yards. Yeah, but Houston has just fallen flat in their face. From the jump, they have been outplayed. Jags took that early field goal. Stroud fired the interception. That was that. Ugly, ugly football. Just never got better, did it? Oh, round 2's on for the NBA draft. Didn't even know that. Anybody else get drafted I know of? Kalkbrenner to the Hornets. And Sion James. Okay. 4th Duke player already. That's wild. Houston with the return. Facing their largest deficit of the season. Good return there from Braxton Berrios. Midway through the 3rd quarter. Well, it is a quiet and slow trot out to QB1 for number 7. Rough day behind the helm. So about Edita's picks. Claim ETN trust. Yeah, for sure. Keep one wrong so it's believable. I love the way you think. Texans taking back over. Handoff goes to Joe Mixon as he stumbles but breaks one tackle. Jordan Lewis wraps him up at the 39-yard line. Nothing on top base Bailey's face when Utah drafted him. I was at work yesterday, but I could not believe that. What are the Hornets doing drafting Con Knipple? I really don't get that. Very confused. It is a pickup for 7. Number 28, Joe Mixon getting going there. Here's the check down caught by Nico Collins. Upended once again by a handful of Jacksonville Jaguars. Surprised Ace Bailey fell to 5th. Me too. I as well. Straight and throw here, put in Davis Mills. I might have to. Good first down picked up there for Houston. As it is now or never. Turning on the 2nd gear. C.J. Stroud trying to get going. Here's Dalton Schultz. 7-yard pickup. Practically refusing any draft workouts will do that to you. That's true. That was kind of his idea, though. He wanted to tank his stock and go to a better team, but got the short end of the stick. Houston in the I formation for the first time today. Brevin Jordan, the tight end, coming back from injury. He's in motion. Handoff goes to Mixon. Little angry run as he finds the chains there. And will move the football to the 42-yard line. Houston will start scoring. I know the script. It probably is in the script, isn't it? How much will they score? How close will they make it, though? We'll see. Final 3 minutes of the 3rd quarter. Another period dominated by the Jacksonville Jaguars as Joe Mixon will lose a yard as he's taken down from behind by Josh Hines-Allen. Nets really talked about how they were going to do something with our first rounders. If they keep doing this, the Knicks underpaid for the Michael Bridges trade. You raise a good point. Some teams will forever be poverty, though, in the NBA. One tight end, 3 receivers set here. On 2nd down and 11, Stroud dropping back deep. It is going to heave this one to the end zone. One-on-one, man's got a step, but Christian Kirk caught it out of bounds. Oh, boy. And you know Jaguar fans are going to make fun of that one. I mean, he was wide open. Did the hard part. Quite unfortunate. Jaguars catch a break there. Would have been a sure touchdown with a good pass from C.J. Stroud. Instead, it's 3rd and 11, and a little running back screen set up here to Joe Mixon, and he's only going to pick up 4. Disappointing. They probably got to go for it here. Christian Kirk. This guy gets it. Got to go for it, right? Well, apparently not. Can't be fair. Barron looking to just put some more points on the board. 55 yards away from the left hash. It's up, and it is no good. When it rains, it pours for the Houston Texans. And get the night emotes ready. That is, in fact, a brick. Houston does not have the balls to steal. Well, they didn't even need balls to steal there. That was a very cowardly play. All things considered. Don't forget to vote in the live poll. Should be a freebie for you guys in chat today. Trevor Lawrence going to flip the play here. BTJ and Travis Hunter in a stack at the bottom. As Lawrence is going to fire this one on the run out of reach there for De'Ami Brown. $1:37 to go now. 2nd and 10. At this point, though, we're just playing for fantasy. It's what's mattering, and a lot of your pick'ems are about to go down in flames today. Keep that in mind as we head toward the 4th quarter. Rare incompletion there, and here's the handoff to Etienne, and he somehow finds the stripe there on a terrific, hard-earned 5-yard pickup. Now, this is going to put the Houston Texans into last place in the division. Jacksonville will move into 2nd. Half a game behind the Colts. If they lose this week, Jacksonville will be in sole possession of 1st. Sets up a 3rd and 5 as Lawrence is going to fire this one low but hauled in. And Brenton Strange over 100 yards receiving. There goes the tight end. Lawrence finds his 300th passing yard in the mix as well. And it just goes from bad to worse for Houston. Not good at all for the Texans. Seen better weeks. 3 tight ends out there. On 1st down and 10. One is in motion. The handoff goes to Etienne up the middle, and a couple of Texans there to thwart him after a 2-yard pickup. How many unbeaten teams do we have left? We have 3 in the AFC. We have 2 in the NFC. So 5 unbeaten teams left. Only 1 right now at 3-0, which is the Buffalo Bills. It's pretty cool. One more snap here in the 3rd quarter. Texans are held scoreless once again. Lawrence going to back up one more step and fire that one complete to De'Ami Brown. We have hit the 4th quarter. I'm already updating the standings right now. I'm not going to lie to you. That is how over this game is. 4th quarter is underway here. Lawrence already over 300 yards passing, just adding to it. Picks out Hunter. He'll pick up 9 more. All right, Jaguars go to 2-1. Texans will go to 1-2. They easily could be like 0-3 right now. Crazy to think about, but it's true. 2nd and 1 here for Jacksonville. From the Houston 8-yard line, pass down the middle, held onto, threw a big-time hit. What a catch for the tight end. And finally, it pays off for the big fella. Wow. One of the better catches we have seen in this game, maybe all season long. Brenton Strange hits us back in the end zone. Good catch from the kid there. What a whoop whoop. Jags money line is the lock. Yeah, it is. Split right now for the poll. I can't see because I'm on mobile. Give me just a second here. resorting the poll here, or the standings, I should say. The extra point coming up here for Cam Little. The Jacksonville Jaguars lead by 31 points here at home. I'm convinced that Houston would actually be shut out right now if it weren't for the fact that they got that defensive pass interference, which went for about 50 full yards. Crazy to think about, but it's true. All right, standings are updated for the season. Just got to wait to update the score. Live poll right now, 79 to 14 to 7 in favor of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Got a touchdown too? Yeah, you did. BTJ got one. Travis Hunter yet to get one. Etienne has 3. Strange has 1. It is a 5-touchdown afternoon for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Return out to the 27-yard line there for Braxton Berrios. And the Texans playing for pride right now. If I could, not get in the game, I would 100% put Davis Mills in. Not going to happen just yet, though. Mixon to the left side of C.J. Stroud here. Opening drive of the fourth quarter. Stroud steps to his right, now going to fire crossbody. And all of that for a 2-yard pickup. What up, Retro? What happened here? A domino effect. Started with the opening drive interception. And it just got tumbled. Week 3 Panthers or Week 3 Texans? Definitely the Texans. At least the Panthers made it somewhat interesting at the end. Looks like Houston just left a part of them back at NRG Stadium. Screen pass out here to Joe Mixon, and he'll lose 2. Absolute blowout. Might be the biggest of the year, actually. Not wrong. Yeah, I mean, this is just a pure beatdown right now. 3rd and 10 for Houston. Stroud once again looking to fire. This one steps into a throw down the field. What a pass that time. Hauled in by Schultz at the 50-yard line. Okay. Well, that was a good catch at least. Something to look forward to there for Houston. As the Jaguars bring more pressure, and it's sack number 3 for Smith. Thought that was number 4, not going to lie. Almost called it out, too. This is the guy that had the scoop and score last week, if I'm not mistaken. Having himself a legacy start to the year. When's the Bucs game this week? Let me take a look for you. I don't even know what we got coming up next. We got the Bengals and Vikings coming up on Saturday night. And the Buccaneers will play on the 1st of July at 8 p.m. Eastern Time at home against the New York Jets. There you have it. 12-yard loss on the sack there from C.J. Stroud. Time still ticking away here. Although at this point, it really doesn't matter. Stroud going to fire this one outside. And Foye Oluokun just taunting his opponents right now. Wow. A little surprised about Hunter today. A lot of wide receiver twos have volume, at least in the Sims. True. He's seen better games. Happens, though. Well, if you guys plan to hit the exits early, don't forget to check out the Falcons-Vikings highlights. That video kind of flopping right now. What a game it was, though. On Sunday Night Football. 70 combined points in that one. Pressure coming here. Wide open. Nico Collins going to pull away, and he's going to go the full 62 yards as Houston back to it offensively. All right. Well, they got something going for them. Although it really will not matter. There's the late scoring. Is this the dagger? Yeah, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Going to end the live poll here, 80% on Jacksonville. And I would be beyond shocked at this point if they somehow fumble this game. Fairbairn on for the extra point. On the way, and it is good. Fairbairn knocks down a huge 3. Nico Collins knocks down a huge 3 to cut the lead to 42. In reality, it is a 24-point deficit, but may as well feel like 20 or 42 in basketball terms. But yeah, I am looking forward to the game we got coming up on Saturday, though. Two heavyweight teams. The pick'em split there, 19-13 in favor of Cincinnati. And then Sunday night is a battle between two of the most historic franchises, probably the two most historic franchises in NFL history, the Patriots and the Steelers. And the split there, 16-16, right down the middle. Return out to the 25-yard line. Jaguars will take back over. All right. Also, we are, I think, 1 or 2 subs away from 3.5K. So, I do see a couple of new faces in chat today. If you would do the common courtesy of dropping a sub on your way out, do this basically every day, would be appreciated. Jaguars looking to put together a couple of first downs here and get out of here with a victory. 3-yard pickup up to the 29. Well, let's see what both these teams have coming up, because I don't think it's going to be very smooth sledding for the Houston Texans moving forward. Take a look in week 4 here in a moment. Play clock down to 6. Snap is taken. Handoff is delivered to Etienne. He'll pick up 6 on his 20th carry. Well, Houston plays another AFC South opponent. They host the Tennessee Titans next week, so that could be much worse. And Jacksonville is off to San Francisco. Might seem scary on the surface, but that's a team that has lost back-to-back weeks now to Seattle and New Orleans. So they are off to an 0-2 start. Shocking for a team that was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. From the pistol, the handoff is to Etienne, and the first down is picked up. Patriots Steelers in 2015 versus Patriots Steelers in 2025. Guess what? I'm just as excited for both. At 3.5K now, appreciate it, boss. Let's go. Halfway to 4K. How about it? And we are about halfway through the fourth quarter here at Everbank Stadium. Etienne going to get fed like a beast up the middle and across the 50-yard line. First down gets going. Think it's Tank time, Tank Bigsby? Well, we see a Tank Bigsby sighting out here. That is the 22nd carry for Etienne. Might want to save some for next week. Play clock winding down once again. Houston just cannot wait to get out of here, although a big-time TFL there for Will Anderson Jr. Something to look forward to potentially on the way back. That won't be talked about too loudly, though. Forgetting the 30-30 season, shout out Jameis, man. It ended in the most poetic fashion possible, too. I loved it. 3-yard loss there. Will Anderson Jr. on the TFL. How about Lawrence off the play action, simply taunting his opponent. A big gainer down the middle. What up, Leontre? Big win for the coin. Still hate it, however. Fair enough. I actually don't know who I had for this one. I was the first submission, so this should be easy for me to find. Who did I have for this one? I took Jacksonville. Okay. So I am 3-1. We'll take those. Pin pull right side going to Etienne as he is met at the line of scrimmage. Good. Bucs fans like to forget that 30-30 season. You know what? Let it live in fame and not infamy. It helped them to get Brady and win a Super Bowl after. True. Yeah, what if Jameis didn't throw that final pick 6? What would happen? Need a report on that. No gain that time for Etienne. RPO out there and off of the hands, I believe, before it was off the helmet of Kamari Lassiter. BTJ almost added to his total there. I will say, though, I'm pretty happy with how fantasy worked out for somebody that didn't have any stake in this game. BTJ had a pretty good game, but Travis Hunter stayed quiet. And the running game really going to start taking over here, we would assume. Although anything possible on 3rd and 10, and right as I say that, Lawrence going to fire this one near sideline. Held on to 5-yard pickup. There's Travis Hunter. Okay. Fair enough. Jags will probably just take their points and move on here. Kind of battling the clock in a weird way. Cam Little on for his second attempt of the afternoon. 39 yards away, looking to make himself 2 for 2. It's up and through. Went to the Bucs-Texans game in 2019. Jameis threw like 4 picks and didn't go to another that season. So you're a Tampa Bay fan? That's what I'm digging out of this one. I respect Tampa Bay. I mean, I love Baker Mayfield, so as a Browns fan, I feel like it's my American right to kind of root for them on the side a bit. Not a fan, but an enthusiast, some might say. Texans on the return, as they will take this one up the sideline. Good return to the 36-yard line. C.J. Stroud going to trot back out there. Nico Collins had a 100-yard day. That is the quietest 100-yard receiving performance I think I've ever seen. Love Baker at Tampa. Met him a couple months ago. Nice dude. Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. Back at Baker Mayfield. He owns the Eagles. True. About the only person in the last handful of years to do that. 3 more minutes for Houston to get a drive for pride or 2 off as that pass overshot incomplete. A good synopsis of this one. There, right there, that's your cliff note. Got 50 plus on that one, true. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was the one that also drew the DPI early in the second quarter. Helped Houston get into the end zone the first time, but since then, hardly any luck, as Stroud will fire this check down incomplete. Foye Oluokun. A nightmare. Pass breakup. And the interception. I believe he's had a quarterback hit as well. Pick 6 time. Will we see a pick 6 here? Will Jacksonville continue to run up the score? It is 3rd and 10 after 7 seconds. C.J. Stroud backpedaling once again, going deep down the field, one-on-one, and it's going to be hauled in by the rookie. What a catch. Whoa. Jaden Higgins bullying the corner. Okay. I did not see that one coming. But it did happen. Wow. C.J. Stroud going to add to his total with that one. What a play by the rookie. The pass to the end zone is held onto by the former Jaguar, Christian Kirk, with the touchdown. What up, Trey? What in the world? Look at the score. Yeah, it's pretty wild, isn't it? Pretty crazy. Jaguars had the opening drive. They scored a field goal. C.J. Stroud threw an interception. 2 plays into the next Houston drive, and Jacksonville never looked back. There you go, John Zeller. Call that one to perfection. Extra point on the way, and it is good for Cammy Fairbairn. Expecting an onside kick here. Unfortunately, because they are still down 3 scores, we will take knees without the interruption of any timeouts. Thank goodness. Love to see it. How dare the Jaguars let the game be closer than it actually was? I think that'll make little to no difference. All things considered, they're happy with the win. Fairbairn on for the onside kick. Going to need a couple of these. That's a big-time catch on the onside kick. Wow. That's the type of play you would think would get knocked out there, but no. It absolutely does not. How about that? All right, Jacksonville will take over. Not really going to sit through a summary of their day. You know, it has been BTA from BTJ and company. It's like Fight Club, hand over the script when you turn 40. You can't talk about it. I like that. Fight Club reference. Couple of plays away from the end of this one. Last snap before the 2-minute warning. Travis Etienne looking to add to a heck of a day. 2-yard pickup. Sees how Shire brings him down at the 42. So looking ahead here, this is going to be the 2nd loss in a row for the Houston Texans. They open up with a win over the Rams. They lose on Monday night at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then they lose here. Jacksonville loses their home opener against Carolina. They go on the road and beat the Bengals. And then it is a win here and a big one. Etienne up the middle. How about 110 rushing? But as we mentioned, next week, Houston got the better end of the deal with a date with Tennessee from NRG Stadium, while Jacksonville takes the cross-country trip all the way to Santa Clara. 2 more steps, mathematically, is all they need to end this one. Etienne up the middle, 27 carries. So, excluding his receptions alone, he's up to just about 30 fantasy points rushing. That's wild. Just see the catch stats, gotcha. I also want to see Etienne's total stats. I'll check them all. And this should be our final snap of the game as Etienne will lose 4. That's disappointing. EJ Speed spoils the day. But how can you spoil a day like this one? Everything went right for Jacksonville from the jump. That's all they needed. As the clock is going to tick down, and this game is history. A domination from the Jacksonville Jaguars, 41-21. They win at home over the Houston Texans. All right. Well, that was a blowout, but hey, we were probably due for one. So, check out the player stats real quick. What a day, by the way, for Trevor Lawrence. 28 for 32, 357. Etienne, 111 rushing, 3 touchdowns. And there's the receiving stats. BTJ actually had quite a good day. That is roughly 26 fantasy points. And then Travis Hunter, a measly 8.5. Not too good there. But the sun will rise again tomorrow, and unfortunately the stream will not. We do have highlights, though, from the Buccaneers-Texans game coming out tomorrow night. So do check that out. Work again, so I will be back in live on Saturday. Hope to see you guys there for the Bengals and